Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, you guys. This is Tracy Smalls again, doing another video on narcissistic behaviors, y'all. But before I go any further, I must disclose that I do not own the copyrights to any of the songs in this video, as I will be uploading this video onto YouTube and Facebook. We want to make sure that we put that disclosure in so that you could hear what I'm saying. Okay, so I hope you all are having an amazing day on today, wherever you may be, whatever you're doing. I don't know when some of you will be listening to this video, but I pray that you all are having a wonderful day, and if not, there's still tomorrow. Okay, so before I get started, let me sip on a little bit of water here. My throat is a little dry. All right, so today I'm going to be briefly talking about an empath and a narcissistic person, kind of sharing some of the behaviors. I just recently got a divorce from a person that I deemed, as far as the characteristics that he displayed, the behaviors that he displayed. I believe that this individual definitely displayed some narcissistic behaviors. I've always liked to disclose that he was never clinically diagnosed, but I know what I went through, and I like to tell people never ever undermine what you've been through. Stay in your reality and don't let anyone sway you away from that. Oh no, he or she wasn't a narcissist. No, it wasn't that bad. You know what you've been through. Hold on to your truth, and whatever you decide and choose to do with that truth is completely up to you. But for me, I decided to get out here and share this information with the world. Hopefully, I'm just hoping and praying that this will reach a multitude of people so that you all would understand that this is a real ordeal. It's almost as if narcissistic folks are in a world all by themselves, like they're in a community, I should say, all by themselves. I could recall going down to the local jail here where I currently live, and possibly doing some prison ministry out there. And when they took me in the back to tour the back of the prison where all the inmates and the workers were, the employees, I felt like that was in a totally different world. It was like they're in that world and we're in this world out here. And so that's what it feels like to me, being involved with a narcissistic person. It just felt like they're in a community all by themselves. So today, as a topic, I like to discuss an empath and a narcissist, the perfect storm. I hate to call it perfect, because when we think of perfect, we're thinking of perfection. Well, unfortunately, an empath and a narcissist, it is the perfect storm, because it's a huge recipe for disaster, a toxic relationship. You think about hurricanes. They need certain elements to form that storm. But when it hits hard. It just kind of depends on how those elements are forming. I'm not a meteorologist, but I could only imagine that it takes some stuff to happen for a hurricane or any storm to take place. Well, an empath and the narcissist, perfect. It's like they're in sync. Just as my fingers are joined together, they're in sync with each other. It's perfect. So let me explain what an empath is, because I was that empathic person that absorbs the feelings and emotions of others. We're caring. We're very sensitive to the needs of others. And unfortunately, when we get connected to a narcissistic person who is the complete opposite of who we are, they have absolutely no empathy for anyone else but themselves. They are manipulators. They cheat, they lie, they steal. And of course, like any other illness, it could vary from person to person. So you may not experience one thing that another individual experienced, but all of the other traits. It's like, I saw that. I saw that. He did this. He did that. She did this. She did that. Because there are narcissistic women as well. It is just not for men. It's for women also. So an empath like myself, meet a narcissistic person. They're loving. They're caring. They're extremely affectionate. They literally make you feel like the sun is only shining on you. You could do no wrong. They brag about you. They boast about you until you cross them. And when I say cross them, you make a decision in your mind that you are not going to allow this person to lie, cheat, manipulate, bully you, and do all of those things. The tables will then turn. And when it turns, you will find yourself in a lonely, lonely space. It's almost like it's this huge demonic force. You find yourself in a space where it's like, what just happened? Here it was before I was with this loving and caring individual, and all of a sudden, they're mean, they're hateful. They act as if you don't even exist. Anything that they could possibly do to hurt you, they will. And I'll use this for an example. Just say, for example, you approach them concerning something that they've done wrong. And you decide, listen, I've had enough of this. I am going to confront this individual. They may buck a little bit. They may get loud, irate, yelling, screaming, and you're wondering, you're scratching your head like, wait a minute, did I just miss something? I know what just happened, but why is this individual so upset, so angry? Okay, you back off a little bit, and I'm going to talk about that in another video. But you back off, you may calm down, they may have disarmed you for a moment because they got so irate and belligerent. It's like, okay, maybe I'm wrong. When you know good and right well, you're right. But they have that way and that ability of making you feel like they've done absolutely nothing wrong to you at all. So you have to be very mindful when you're in a situation like this. I believe, for me, I would say one of the ways to determine if you're in a relationship with a narcissistic person, if you're always wondering and scratching your head over something that you know is right, and it's almost like they're changing your reality of what really happened, there's a possibility you may be in a situation with a narcissistic person. You might just be. Now, I wrote some stuff down so that I can make sure I don't forget to mention anything that I intend to on today, because this is real. This is not something to play with or take lightly. It's real. It hurts people, and they have absolutely no care in the world for the trauma that they cause in your life. It's as if it doesn't matter. Okay, I did it. Now what? For example, I'd use a situation with me. I like to use myself because I know what I've been through, and I will never ever let anyone change my reality of what I experienced. So if someone is accusing you of something, and in my case, he did accuse me of a situation, and when I confronted him about it, he says, well, if it's not true, why are you worried about it? Are you kidding me? Was he really kidding me? Unfortunately, he wasn't, because that's how narcissists are. That's the game they play. They play mind games. But then you have to get to the point to where you're strong and you build yourself up. When you know that something is real, don't ever let them change your reality from what's real. You have to get to the point to where you get to that position to where you could stand firm, disarm any of the foolishness that they try to attack you with, because they will. Anytime a narcissistic person feels like their back's against the wall and you're coming for them, every single thing that they know you like and adored, they're going to start pulling it back. Like a reel, reeling it back in. Reeling it. I mean, seriously, this is just how real it is. If they know you like them being home at a certain period of time. That's the point I wanted to make before I got sidetracked and started talking with what I was just explaining a few minutes ago. If they can't get you one way, they'll get you another. So if I ever confronted a situation and he got upset with me and he knew he could not get out of that situation, just to show me that I should say, is still in control and I'm beneath him, he would purposely do things that he knew bothered me. From staying away from home, withholding anything from me that he know I liked. That's the game they play. It's the game. So let me just say this. If you think you're that type of person that absorbs the feelings and emotions of anyone else easily, particularly in a romantic relationship, take your time before you allow your emotions to develop so quickly for this individual. And as always, I like to always say, all folks that we come across don't have the wrong intent for us. However, there are some really evil people out here in this world, particularly narcissistic folks that preys on a good, kind-hearted person, whether it's a man or a woman. So if you know you are that type of person, be careful and tread lightly with the information that you're sharing with them, because they're making a list of every single thing that you're telling them about who you are in the beginning of that relationship. They're making a list of your likes, your dislikes. They know what moves you. They could tell what's going on with you with your body language, and they are putting it all up here to use later against us. So I'm really, really admonishing you all, when you meet someone, use that opportunity to date them so that you could gather just as much data on them as they are concerning you, so that you can make a wise, rational decision as to whether or not this individual is right for you. A narcissist can only play the game but for so long. They will slip. They're not as smart as they think they are. And if we pay attention to the little things that happens, it will not explode later. Because I'm telling you, I saw the signs long before it got to the point to where it got to. But I chose, as an empathic person, to forgive, settle. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Because we want all of that love and affection and attention that they so generously give to us in the beginning. Hey, they will wow the heck out of you. You understand me? So if you know that you are that type of individual, you have to make sure that you are paying attention to every little situation. Because if you don't, you're going to pay for it later. If you're with a narcissistic person, these people are cruel. They don't care anything about you. They barely care about themselves. Because if you really, truly love yourself, you would not inflict harm on anyone else, especially something that you're purposely doing. It's one thing to hurt an individual and you really truly are sorry for it. You really didn't mean to do it. But it's a totally different story when a person sets out to harm you in any way. Another narcissist would never be able to come in my direction again because I'm waiting and I'm ready. I know what to look for now. I didn't know then. In fact, I didn't know what I was dealing with then. But now that I've studied and now that I've educated myself, I am able to educate others. So this could possibly prevent someone else from dealing with the ordeal that I went through. It's hard, it's cold. You find yourself in a situation where you become trauma bond to them. It's so difficult to leave. And when you do leave, you crave and yearn for them. There's nothing in this video that I am sharing that I did not experience. Everything that I am saying, I speak from experience. I also study and I've taught myself because I am determined that I would never, ever allow another narcissistic person to gain access to my heart the way my ex-husband did. That will never happen again. So until next time, empaths, continue to be who you are. Continue to be a sensitive, caring, loving individual. But don't you ever let a narcissistic person play with your heart, your mind, manipulate you ever again. What's wrong with being sweet? What's wrong with being kind? But these are cowards that are miserable folks, and they inflict all of their misery onto us. Isn't that cruel? Isn't that evil? But it happens. I'm telling my truth. I'm going to stick to it, and I am going to share this message as often as I possibly can. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourselves. This is my motto that I live by. A healthy mind creates a healthy life. Don't let anyone take that away from you. I love you all to pieces. Smooches, and I will be back soon sharing another video so that we could crush the very guts out of these narcissistic people so that they will not be able to hurt and continue to hurt others. Okay? So until next time, bye guys. I will talk to you soon and we'll chop it up again. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is under Tracy Smalls. I'll be doing some changes onto that channel. But for right now, it's under Tracy Smalls. And that book is rapidly approaching. I've learned to be silent and not share when anymore because it's always little glitches that you have to take care of when you're doing something and you're trying to perfect it. So until next time, I know I've said this again, but I talk a lot, y'all, but I love it. I love, love, love. This is my divine purpose and I am walking in it. And when you find your purpose, I can assure you it's sweatless victory. It's effortless. I love it. Bye, guys.